Wisdom, the guiding light. Directing moral and ethical behavior. In this passage, Proverbs 2:12-16, we are reminded of the importance of wisdom in guiding our conduct. It warns us to steer clear of those who revel in wrongdoing and lead us down dark paths. Wisdom, coming from the Lord, is our beacon of light in a world filled with temptation and moral uncertainty. It is not just concerned with high ideals, but also with the everyday affairs of human life. Wisdom teaches us that there is a single system of truth, science, and law that originates from God, encompassing both the physical and moral aspects of our existence. It is through wisdom that we can navigate the complexities of life and make choices that align with God's will. Wisdom is often found in places where people gather, speaking loudly to grab our attention. He uses gentle words to attract us to knowledge and harsh truths to warn us of the consequences of foolishness. Wisdom's goal is to protect us from evil individuals and situations, guiding us towards a peaceful and pleasant life. In ancient times, men faced temptations to join bandits and live off robbery, as well as the fascination of immorality due to the loose behavior of women. Society was never truly safe, with thieves hiding in the mountains and attacking travelers. Young men were drawn to the excitement and false glory of defying social norms and becoming bandits. The robbers were described as restless and wicked, consuming violence and wickedness. Proverbs warned against targeting the righteous. The prophets Isaiah, Micah, and Jeremiah condemned those who shed innocent blood and built up wealth through immoral means. The community struggled to fully condemn this criminal lifestyle, with many tempted by the promise of riches and admiring those who lived boldly and recklessly. The Bible vividly describes the dangers of temptation, showing the harsh consequences of giving into sinful desires. It warns that succumbing to temptation leads to death and destruction, with no way to erase the shame that follows. The foolish youth is described as being lured into evil like an ox to the slaughter, ignorant of the danger until it's too late. The portrayal of foolishness serves as a stark contrast to the representation of wisdom, showing the tragic outcome of falling for deceitful temptations. The temptation of immorality is a common struggle in human life that often grows in silence and thrives in secrecy. Despite the unwillingness of preachers and writers to address this issue, the Bible fearlessly and clearly discusses it. By reflecting on its teachings, one can avoid falling into this subtle and seductive trap, especially in the increasingly complex environments of modern cities. If one does stumble, they must acknowledge their failure to heed advice and instruction. Today, we must consider these temptations with a practical mindset, not just a historical one. The second temptation, although it may look different now, still exists in the form of vice concentrated in cities, where people are trapped in a cycle of shame and ruin. This has made sinning easier and more accepted in certain social circles. We should reflect on these teachings in light of modern evils, understanding that even if the body remains unscathed, the soul is still tainted by sin. The New Testament is clear that all forms of impurity lead to destruction. In today's society, the temptation to seek wealth at any cost still exists, although it may take on different forms than in the past. The desire for gain has a strong hold on individuals, leading to a constant pursuit of more and more wealth. This intense focus on competition and success can create turmoil and stress in everyday life, as people are driven by the belief that it is acceptable to exploit others for personal gain. The eternal law of wisdom urges us to treat others with kindness and understanding, always helping those in need regardless of the cost. However, the competitive nature of society promotes a ruthless mentality of surpassing others at any cost, leading to a lack of compassion and fairness. This harsh reality forces the weaker individuals to resort to deceit and manipulation to survive, while the strongest thrive without remorse. The brutality of this system is alarming, yet it is seen as an inevitable aspect of life. The bandit life has evolved into a new form where outcasts prey on the innocent or the poor for personal gain through deception and manipulation. This temptation to engage in questionable practices, whether to escape poverty or acquire wealth, can be found in every industries where individuals exploit others for their own benefit. The essence of gambling lies in using superior knowledge or luck to take advantage of others, with the dangerous belief that it is justified. This subtle form of exploitation poses a significant risk, as it prioritizes personal gain over honesty and integrity. The lure of wealth and pleasure can easily lead people astray, prompting a warning from wisdom to resist the temptation. The promise of an easy life without hard work may sound appealing, but it conceals the deadly consequences that lie ahead. Divine wisdom condemns these sinful paths as foolish and destructive, leading only to ruin and death. Evil's destructive nature is clear to those who reflect wisely. Despite warnings and examples, some still fall for its traps, thinking they are smarter and stronger. Ignoring wisdom and advice, they pursue unjust gain, only to face ruin and regret. Even if they succeed temporarily, their inner torment and darkness reveal the true cost of their actions. Divine wisdom is only found by diligent seekers and can turn into a fierce enemy if rejected. It must be pursued with eagerness and passion, like searching for hidden treasure. Seeking God's wisdom requires seriousness, devotion, and continuous effort. Indifference and procrastination will lead to ruin. It is crucial to prioritize seeking God's kingdom and righteousness above all else. Ignoring wisdom may result in regret and anguish in the end. Let's look at Proverbs 2:12-16 and explain its meaning. Text 12. Delivering you from the way of evil, from men of perverted speech. 13. Who forsake the paths of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness. 14. Who rejoice in doing evil and delight in the perverseness of evil. 15. Men whose paths are crooked and who are devious in their ways. 16. So you will be delivered from the forbidden woman, from the adulteress with her smooth words. Explanation. These verses are part of a larger passage about the value of wisdom. Here's what they mean in simpler terms. Verses 12-15, wisdom will protect you from people who do wrong. These are people who use twisted, perverted words, leave the right, upright way, and instead choose darkness and evil. They actually enjoy doing bad things and are clever in being deceitful and dishonest. Verse 16, wisdom will also protect you from the forbidden woman, sometimes called the adulteress, who tries to seduce with smooth, flattering words. In Proverbs, she often represents temptation that can ruin a person's life. In summary, these verses teach that if you seek and gain wisdom, you will be protected from evil influences, both from corrupt people and from sexual temptation. Wisdom guides you to recognize danger and avoid it. Here's Proverbs 12, in simple terms. Proverbs 12 is a collection of wise sayings, proverbs, that compare the behaviors and outcomes of righteous, good people and wicked, bad people. It gives practical advice about how to live a good and productive life. Main themes in Proverbs 12. Righteousness leads to stability and respect. Good people are rooted and secure, while those who do wrong are easily overthrown. The power of words, honest and kind words build others up, while lies and harsh words cause trouble and pain. Hard work versus laziness. Diligent people will succeed and be rewarded, but lazy people will suffer and have nothing. Humility and teachability. A wise person is willing to learn and accept correction, while a fool rejects advice and hurts themselves. Kindness to others and animals. Good people are caring, even to animals, while wicked people are cruel. The importance of truthfulness. Telling the truth brings life, but lies lead to destruction. Wise living brings joy and security, following God's ways brings happiness, guidance, and protection. Proverbs 12 teaches that living with honesty, kindness, hard work, and humility leads to a good life, while dishonesty, laziness, and cruelty only bring trouble. It encourages us to value wisdom and righteousness every day. Peace and wisdom, now and always.